Manal, so good to have you here at the Arab Social Media Influencers Summit.
Thank you, Mo.
That's a mouthful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mo.
I see you're representing, is it Nike or is it Nike?
I say Nike, but I think if you were brought up in an English
Manal
school...
says it's Nike, folks.
Nike.
Stop saying Nike.
Yeah, but if you were brought up in an English school, which I'm guilty of, I think you should say Nike.
Oh,
but it sounds cooler to say Nike, no?
Now you're dividing our audience.
Well, sorry guys, it's Nike. Okay, let's just all agree on Nike.
Can't we just all get along?
Yeah, Nike, it's Nike.
Both are okay.
Hashtag Nike with like a Y in the end.
Speaking of which, what is your partnership with Nike?
So everybody thinks I'm a sponsored athlete. I'm not. I'd love to be a sponsored athlete, but I'm actually a contracted trainer and a run club coach. I am their first ever hijabi model to appear in a Nike Middle East running campaign. And then they took it to a global level rather than a local level in 2017 when I modeled the Nike Pro hijab in the world.
That's awesome. Was this something that you aspired to like your whole life or in the past few years? Like what led to this?
So not a lot of people know this if they haven't upfront asked me, but I actually contacted Nike in 2014, random email. I was struggling with my hijab actually, and I had just started a social media platform on Facebook called Surviving Hijab. It's a closed women's only group that helps to empower women who cover. So, you're living in Dubai, but still, do you really see a lot of women working out outside with their hijab? You don't. So this sort of affects your relationship with your hijab, and it's a very personal thing. And women will do one or two things. Continue wearing it, but they will struggle and be internally hating it, or they will just surrender to society and take it off. So for me, because I was at the brink of taking it off, I was like, no, let's give this one more shot. I'm going to establish this, social media platform to help empower women and see. It grew exponentially. Within a couple months, we hit 40,000 women from all around the world.
Oh, wow.
Now we're 690,000 women 4 years later. So it inspired me to reach out to Nike and send out an email, open, direct, polite. Why aren't you catering for Muslim hijabi women? Where are the representation of Muslim hijabi women in your campaigns?
Sister, you gotta hustle.
Exactly. And that was it. 2 months later, I became the first ever hijabi to appear in a Nike Middle East campaign. It got picked up. I got lucky. It got picked up in the right hands of Coach Tom. He's the head coaches of the coaches in Middle East here, and he's based in Dubai, from the UK. And he just wanted to meet that brave girl who, who's nobody, who's, my father is not rich or famous, I'm not rich or famous. I was just literally the girl next door who wanted to bring change to society.
Look, you mentioned a word in there, which is lucky. And I kind of disagree. What I just heard told me that you're a hard worker. You hustle. If you want something, you pursue it. And I think one of the challenges that social media faces is people pursue the celebrity more. They think it will come easy, but it is a hustle. You worked 100%. Hard to get to where you want.
100%.
Nike didn't just happen, right?
It did not just happen, for sure. It did not, and I stress on that. I know I used the word lucky, but it had a lot of hustle recipe in the background that nobody fails to see. I used my brain, I used my feelings, I reached out to the ladies, and had I not established that social media platform that is 100% dedicated to support women, it's a non-profit making, we don't sell nothing on there. You're not even allowed to promote your social media platforms for fame. It's a purely support group to empower women. And I feel that working day and night for, I'm not making money obviously out of this Facebook group, working day and night to respond to women, send them texts, show them pics, be very brave about sharing your own story, because I feel like once you decide to go out there to the world on social media, khalas, there's no way back. I mean, you either do it or you don't. You can't show them only the good pieces. I hate it, when I'm following someone and all of their Instagram is just happy, happy, happy. No, dude, you're not always happy. I mean, there are days when you have bad hijab days. Show them that, talk about it, No,
you're right. I mean, I think our flaws make us relatable, right? It makes us human. And that, I believe, is why your followers support you and they can connect with you and they can relate to you. They're like, she's human, she's like us.
100%. Because I feel like you know, my little bit of success in social media goes back to the fact that I was so brave and honest with my message, and I wanted girls to look and be like, I could be her. And likewise, I could be them, because I did used to be them when I was little and struggling, and I had no like iconic figure to look up to.
I love that. I love that. So tell me about content that you're shooting in Dubai or are going to shoot in Dubai. What are you planning here? Are you doing anything?
So I'm based here.
Okay.
No, yeah. So I've been living here 8 years. Moved here from Kuwait. Actually, I'm a Kuwait girl, so a GCC baby. I don't do a lot of like YouTube videos, and that's not my thing. I'm just very active on my social media platform, Surviving Hijab on Facebook. Currently, we won a Facebook award. It's called the Community Leadership by Facebook. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg launched this initiative last March to acknowledge and honor community leaders. So apparently they call me a community leader, okay, who have dedicated their lives to set up communities for free, to serve community, because they're all about connecting the world together, bringing people together. And this is exactly what we're doing. We're showing that hijab is okay. We speak languages, we represent in international forums, we play sports, we're not scary. You can come and shake my hand, you can come and say hello to me. I'm even getting goosebumps saying that it's the 21st century and we're still having this conversation.
Yeah.
So I spend most of my time on Facebook and my Instagram account, Surviving Hijab. You know, we just showcase amazing, fantastic women who choose to cover yet go off to the world and do amazing things. I have my own account where I show my daily like struggles and success. Like I run marathons around the world and I climb mountains. So that's my thing. I literally run the world, and I
do
wanna,
that on the side.
like I want to, yeah. So I just want to inspire these little girls. If they want to run the world, I did it, so you can as well. If you want to climb these mountains and reach a mountaintop, I have physically done it, so you can also metaphorically and physically do it.
I love that. So we're at the Arab Social Media Influencer Summit. My last question, so what are your views, opinions of what's happening here today?
I think it's amazing. The setup is super cool. It's so nice to see familiar faces, and I feel like you know, it's important to shed light on what the Arabs are also doing, because I grew up, for example, my iconic figure was Madonna. Right? So, and you know, despite the fact that Madonna is very different than, you know, what Arab tradition is, but she inspired that little Arab girl who grew up in an international school to be who I am today. So I would love to be that iconic figure for an 11-year-old or a 13-year-old who sees Manal and be like, oh my God, I'd love to be her. And she's Arabic and she looks like my mom and she speaks my language.
That's so awesome. Manal, it was a pleasure to speak
and
to
you,
you.
Mo, thank you so much.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.